Africa. And for the past 5 years, I've been studying leadership and a lot of global thinkers on leadership. And so what I want to talk about today is something that's universal. It's beyond even South Africa. It's beyond nations, but it applies to all of us as individuals. And I want to talk about the prison of the mind, because for many years I really battled with fear, anxiety, depression, not feeling good enough, worried what people thought of me. And that's why it took so long to step into my voice, even though I was surrounded by so many amazing people. So in a way, I was prisoner of my own self-beliefs. And I think it's only as I evolved by listening to the most remarkable global leaders, global thought leaders, that I really transformed the way I look, the way I show up in the world, not only my shape, but the shape of my mind and how I navigate, particularly through difficult waters, as we are now. And so I look and I feel vastly different to how I used to. And in fact, my husband says he far prefers the second wife to the first one, even though it's in essence the same one, but it's so not the same one. And that's what I want to talk about. So Dr. Michael Beckwith talks about 4 different ways of being and 4 different levels of evolution. And that's certainly been a huge inspiration in my journey. And the first level is when we become victims. It's happening to me. And one has to find blame and anger at what's happening and disillusionment, and it leaks out in a whole lot of ways in which we live life. And all of us have moments when we're triggered, but the sooner we realize the trigger and we pull back and we become more self-aware, the more we elevate ourselves up the ladder of consciousness. And the second layer is where we consciously start manifesting and we start living by me. Things aren't happening at me, they're not happening to me, they're happening by me. I'm becoming a vehicle of change. I'm becoming a fulcrum, a leverage. And the third level is where we really start stepping up in our consciousness and we realize that things are happening through us. Things are happening through me in a way that is unexpected, unintended, and things just happen. And it's remarkable that at this point in my life, I just seem to be being approached by people to write chapters, to speak at seminars, to speak at women's leadership conferences, and I almost can't really believe where it's coming from. But it's as if this has been incubating in my soul for such a long time, that now there's just a sense of it coming out, of my journey to wholeness, that it might in some way help somebody else in their journey. And that's not becoming a preacher and an evangelist or a fundamentalist trying to convert other people. It's really not coming from arrogance, but from a point of view of humility, of just how much I battled to reach even this point. And the last level of leadership is where you reach a level of consciousness where you are really being and living in flow, and where you can become a vehicle to help others, where you're not attached to the outcome, you're not driving the process, but you're surrendering by stepping up to be the best version of you. And in that way, things just unfold. And it's been an extraordinary journey to live a little bit in that ladder of evolution. and I don't purport to have all the answers, and I'm an eternal student of growth. So in closing, I just want to say that what I've discovered by really learning from so many amazing people is that there are 3 different mindsets. There's the mindset of fixed, where I can't do anything about it. And in that mindset, you can feel quite angry, you can feel overwhelmed, you can feel sad, and you can feel trapped. You can feel all of those things. And there's the mindset of growth, which says I can learn. And then there's the mindset of benefit, which says I can learn so that I can help somebody else. So I want to end off on this Freedom Day, in all the challenges that there are in South Africa and throughout the world, by quoting Martin Luther King, who said, "Even if I knew that the world would go to pieces tomorrow, I would still plant my apple tree." So I hope this has been of some value and some solace to you, that even in the darkest of times, even in the most challenged of environments, we can choose who we want to be.